Hey everybody, hey subscribers, hello new subscribers, and if this your first time seeing me, I'm your girl 10. How you doing? I'm getting on here to run my mouth because you know I be through these YouTube streets one deep. Yes, you know the topic that been going on is about Will and Jada, right? This stuff is starting to really vex my nerves. Like, do you think the slap was real? Because I think it was fake. I don't believe this. I think this was all, it was a room full of actors and actresses. I just don't believe it. But that's not what I got on here for. Got on here to talk to y'all about, really, do you really believe Jada has alopecia? All of those that believe Jada has alopecia, raise your hand. Okay, thank you. All of those that believe that she does not have alopecia, raise your hands. And the reason why, have y'all noticed, I'm just saying, just look, when she shows her head, she keep pointing at this line. I've never seen alopecia look like that in my life. I'm not a straight line. I didn't seen it in spots in the head, but never as a line. You look at it, it really look like a surgical scar, or something may had injured her head where she had to where it cut the scalp. That don't look like no alopecia. I think she's straight up lying, because I remember when I watched, it was last year or year before last, one of the two, I watched the Red Table Talk, and she said that she was cutting her hair to support Willow, because that's right around the time Willow had cut her hair. So what is it? Either did she do it for Willow, or was she had alopecia, just didn't want to tell us, because it's really none of our business. But I just don't think, I think that the joke, it wasn't a serious joke. It wasn't a serious joke. Oh, something about G.I. Jane, which was an empowering movie for women, you know, had women cutting their hair off, because that was a bold statement for Demi Moore to do in the movie, and she was showing that she was buff and tough and roll with, but she didn't have no afro puffs, but she was tough and she could roll with the big boys and stuff. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. Or either if the slap was real, it had to be more to that question, to the joke than we know. You know, they do hang out. Well, supposedly, allegedly, they supposed to hang out, so they had a little inside thing going on. But I just don't think that this was real at all. I mean, because have you noticed when he slapped, I'm moving forward, but I'm, like I said, I don't believe that Jada have alopecia. Because I'm picturing it, I'm just looking, because the way her scalp, like I cut my hair, and if I cut it lower, you know, you have your hair follicles, you know, in your head. My grandmother had alopecia, right, before she passed away. And when her hair, you can tell, because when she shaved her head, you can still see like bald spots, like smooth as that. And you don't see no type of hair trying to grow. It just plain skin like that. It don't have the little beads where you can tell it's a growth. Her hair look like if she grow it out, she'll be just fine. Even that line in her head, if she let it grow and let it grow out and they started, you wouldn't even tell she had that in her head. But like I said, I think she lying. But have you noticed that the slap was like a real big distraction? They didn't say nothing about Bob Saget. They normally do a memorial where they say, you know, these are the people that, you know, died this year, that, you know, writers and so on, and we just want to just give our condolences, and, you know, this time of the award show. They didn't do that. They didn't say nothing about Bob Saget. And I don't know if you guys have been following that case. It's very suspicious. It's very, they supposedly they found him in the his hotel room. He had just did a comedy skit. He did a comedy skit, went to his room, blase something, whatever happened. The police was called in. They went and did a welfare check, and unfortunately they found him in his room deceased. They said that he had when they found him in the bed, that he was, in the room, he was in the bed sitting up, and they didn't see, they couldn't see any visible trauma at the time. So when they took the body to go, excuse me y'all, I'm being nosy, to get an autopsy, the doctor said that his skull was cracked. Like he had certain injuries in certain parts of the head. He had black spots like under the eyes. His head was split open like a cracked egg, like. And they was trying to figure out what caused it. Was no blood or no tissues or none of that found in the hotel room. They first said that he bumped his head on the headboard of the bed, which was a nice upholstery bedboard, thick. So that was a no-go. Then they said maybe he hit his head on the floor in the restroom because it was tile floor, right? But there was no blood, no evidence of none of that was found. Then they turned around and said he fell and hit the floor. Sounds suspicious. The family went and had the court to seal all the records, the pictures, anything that has to do with his death. They had them to seal them so no one, the media or no one other than immediate family, could get access to those documents. Because what they say, now listen, they don't want the public or no one to know, so his legacy would not be diminished, which means he was found in an uncompromising way. Which I mean by uncompromised way. I can't talk sometime, y'all. Excuse me. Uncompromised way, in a way that was so shameful they don't want nobody to know. As you know, Bob Saget played on Full House. I used to love that show. You know, with DJ and Ashley and the little baby sister and Joey, Uncle Joey and John Stamos and all that. I did not know that allegedly these men that played the roles, the top roles, which was one of was Bob Saget, John Stamos, and Joey, they were allegedly supposed to be pedophiles. And Mary Kate and Ashley, which was the little girl, the baby, it was played by twins, you know, so they wouldn't stress out one child. They'll switch them out so they wouldn't just whatever, you know, stress them out because they was young, like under one like that. But they say that while they was on, you know, filming and stuff, he was very, very, very inappropriate with these little girls or whatever, you know. So if you follow his comedy, you know, he come off as a good, clean guy. You know, he looked like that wholesome Caucasian guy. Yeah, like that. Like you would trust him. But he wasn't the one to be trusted. They were getting complaints from parents on the set because they was very appropriate, walking around naked on the scene, making the dolls that made as doubles for the little babies. They was over there humping on them doubles allegedly, and the kids had monitors in their room and all this inappropriateness that they was doing with these dolls, these kids. But it's alleged to say that the twins, Mary Kate Olsen and her sister, that he was messing with them girls, and that's why they come off looking the way they are, because they are mentally damaged because they had been molested by this guy allegedly. So what I'm saying is, I was just wondering, since he always joke about fucking, and I hate to say it, y'all, because it's sad, and this is the guy that we be, oh, he did American Home Videos, we just think, oh, look at Bob Saget with his corny ass, you know, or whatever. But his jokes was always about having sex with boys, preferably little boys, or eating kids, doing something morally wrong to kids. This is all what he did. So I'm just wondering, did he really have a fetish for children? Because my phone is overheating, guys. But I was just wondering, why didn't I say anything about Bob Saget? Was this what Will did? Was that supposed to disrupt them from doing it so nobody would ask because they too embarrassed about how they found him? Damn.